You've likely been told that bringing your dream life into reality is a tough, complicated journey. We often hear about needing complex routines, endless mental pictures, perfectly worded positive statements, and a constant struggle to feel good. But what if I told you that achieving your dreams through something called quantum manifestation is actually incredibly simple? So simple, in fact, that most people completely miss the mark. You are currently existing within a quantum field, a space bursting with endless possibilities. This field doesn't respond to how hard you try. Instead, it reacts to your alignment, how well your inner state matches what you desire. Yet most of us approach manifestation like it's a battle. We try to force our current situation to change with sheer willpower. We repeat positive statements we don't truly believe and imagine outcomes we secretly doubt. We even try to force ourselves to think positively while our bodies are still gripped by fear, feelings of not having enough, and stress. This is precisely where the entire system falls apart, because in the quantum world, forcing creates friction. Let's simplify this beautiful concept. Quantum manifestation isn't about getting what you want. It's about collapsing a version of reality where you already have it. It's not about changing the outside world first. It's about becoming the internal signal that naturally draws that world towards you. The quantum field contains every possible outcome: success and failure, abundance and scarcity, love and loneliness, health and struggle. All of these exist right now as unseen waves of potential. But here's the crucial point. These waves don't become your real-life experience until they meet a coherent observer. And that observer is you. Your focus, your attention, and your emotions are the sculptors of your reality. However, most people are stuck in a cycle. They are observing from a place of fear, focusing on what's missing, and vibrating at the frequency of lack, all while trying to attract abundance. In the language of the quantum, this creates noise, not a clear signal. You've been taught to chase what you want, but the true skill of manifestation is to become the version of yourself that no longer needs to chase. This is the version of you that remembers, I am already connected to the life I desire. The field is waiting for my signal. My job isn't to push harder, it's to become clearer. So why don't people do this? Because simplicity can feel unsettling, because letting go feels unnatural, because giving up the chase feels like giving up entirely. But here's a secret paradox that very few talk about. The moment you stop needing something so desperately, the quantum field can finally deliver it to you. Consider a time when something came to you effortlessly. Maybe you unexpectedly met the perfect person, or a great opportunity appeared when you weren't looking, or you had a brilliant idea when you weren't even trying. What was the common thread in those moments? You weren't grasping or forcing. You were open, aligned, and available. That's quantum manifestation at work, whether you realized it or not. The quantum field doesn't care about your words. It reads your energy. You can say, I am wealthy 1,000 times, but if your body is still sending out signals of fear, if your heart is still clenched in scarcity, if your nervous system is still stuck in patterns of struggle, the field will simply mirror that chaos back to you. This isn't because the universe is being cruel, but because it is incredibly precise. So here's the profound shift. Quantum manifestation truly begins when you stop focusing on getting and start focusing on being. You become the signal. You embody the vibration. You allow your state to lead, not your effort. But this brings up a crucial question. What exactly does the quantum field respond to? Is it just thoughts, emotions, beliefs, or actions? And how do you get all these parts of yourself in sync so they aren't sending mixed messages? This is where many manifestation teachings fall short. They often focus on just one piece, usually thoughts or feelings, without addressing how to bring the entire system into harmony. They tell you to think positive without acknowledging deep-seated emotional pain or past experiences stored in your body. They instruct you to visualize without helping you clear the hidden self-sabotage that derails your efforts. They tell you to declare success while your nervous system is still bracing for failure. But the quantum field listens to the whole signal, the integrated, fully embodied signal. That's why true alignment isn't just a mental game, it's a full body, full system, full field shift. In the next section of our discussion, we'll break down exactly how the quantum field operates, why the observer effect is so important, what wave collapse truly means, and how your subconscious mind sends out signals even when you're not aware of it. We're going to reveal the elegant mechanics behind what seems like magic, and I'll show you why manifestation works best when you stop trying so hard. So here's my open question for you, and I encourage you to ponder it as we get ready for the next part. In what areas of your life are you trying so hard that you've actually become the very obstacle you're trying to overcome? Are you ready to dive deeper into the quantum world with me? Let's unravel this mystery you've been unknowingly circling. You see, the quantum field isn't reacting to your simple wishes, it's reacting to your coherence. At its core, quantum manifestation isn't just about your thoughts or your emotions or even your actions by themselves. It's about how these three elements come together to create a coherent signal that the field can clearly understand without any confusion. Imagine the quantum field as a giant cosmic translator. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all moving in the same direction, the message you're sending is crystal clear, the vibration is steady, and the field responds almost instantly. But when you're thinking one thing, feeling another, and doing something completely unrelated, the message gets scrambled. The field then mirrors back not clarity but chaos. This is where the observer effect comes into play, a fundamental concept in quantum physics. At the tiniest quantum level, particles exist in a state of pure possibility, what scientists call a wave function. But when an observer, that's you, focuses on a particular possibility, that wave literally collapses into a fixed event. Reality becomes solid, choices become clear, and what was unseen becomes visible. But here's the crucial point. The observer isn't just your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is also a powerful observer. This means that even if you consciously desire abundance, if your subconscious is programmed for survival, scarcity, or fear, the field will pick up on that hidden signal. Your subconscious effectively becomes the true observer, bringing about a reality you didn't consciously choose. This is why so many people feel stuck. They're aligning their surface thoughts, but they're ignoring the deep programs running beneath the surface. And in the quantum game, the subconscious always wins. But it gets even more fascinating. Scientists like Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton have shown that your heart generates its own electromagnetic field, which is far more powerful than the brain's. This heart field radiates outward and interacts with the larger quantum field around you. When your heart and brain are working in sync, you send out a powerful, unified signal. When they're out of sync, the signal becomes weak and scattered. This is why trying to manifest with your mind alone so often fails. Without the emotional component, that deeply felt sense of alignment, the quantum field receives no clear signal to mirror back. And this is where most people miss the point. They try to think their way into change, when in reality, they must feel their way into alignment. You can't just tell the field what you want. You have to become the vibrational match to it. This means tuning your body, your breathing, your nervous system, your beliefs, and your daily choices into a harmonious whole. It's not a one-time ritual. It's a continuous living practice. Let's look at a real-world example. Imagine you want to attract love. You can write positive statements, create vision boards, and visualize your ideal partner. But if, deep down, you're carrying emotional wounds from past experiences, if your nervous system is braced for rejection, if your heart is closed off and afraid to open, the quantum field senses that tension. It picks up on the contradiction, and what you get back is more longing, more searching, and more almost but not quite connections. It's not that the universe is punishing you, it's simply perfectly mirroring your dominant frequency. So what's the necessary shift? The shift is into coherence, into feeling whole and complete now. It's about practicing the emotions of what you desire before it even appears in your life. It's about embodying the state of already having it, so the field can collapse that timeline into reality. You become the frequency first, and then the physical form follows. Now, this might sound like a lot, but here's the profoundly simple truth. The more you let go of trying to control the outcome, And the more you focus on managing your internal state, the faster the quantum field responds. This is why the title of this video says, "It's simple, yet almost nobody does it." Because the human mind loves to complicate things. We want 10 steps, 5 quick fixes, a guaranteed formula. But the quantum field isn't a machine. It's a mirror. It's a dance partner. It's alive, responsive, and intelligent. And it's waiting for you to meet it with a steady, embodied presence. So here's my invitation to you to begin this practice right now. Take a deep breath. Notice how your body feels as you read this. Notice where you might be holding tension. Notice the background stories playing in your mind. And just for a moment, soften. Let your grip loosen. Let go of the need to fix, force, or figure everything out. Feel what it's like to simply be okay right here, right now, without needing anything to change. This is where your power truly begins. Before we move on, I'd like to invite you to do something that helps solidify this shift. If you're feeling a spark of recognition, if something within you is resonating right now, hit that subscribe button. Join this space, this conversation, this community. And in the comments, drop just one word that names the energy you want to embody this week. Maybe it's trust, maybe it's ease, maybe it's joy. Whatever comes to your mind first, that's your signal. Share it, name it, let it become real, because the moment you name it, you begin to align with it. Are you ready to explore why no one talks about this part of manifestation, the part that's so simple it almost feels like cheating? Shall we move to the next layer? So why is it that almost no one actually puts this into practice? Why, with all the books, courses, and countless videos on manifestation, do so many people remain stuck, frustrated, and disappointed? The answer is both straightforward and a bit uncomfortable, because letting go feels unnatural. The human mind is addicted to control. We've been conditioned to believe that the more effort we put in, the more we deserve, that struggle proves our worth, and that the harder we work, the more likely we are to succeed. So when we come across a system like quantum manifestation, where the central key is coherence, alignment, and surrender, its short circuits our ingrained programming. We keep trying to force outcomes, even though forcing is the very frequency that tells the quantum field we don't trust the process. Let's break this down. Most people who struggle with manifestation are caught in what I call the control trap. They are constantly monitoring their results. They visualize abundance, but then check their bank account every hour with anxiety. They write about finding love, but obsess over text messages and dating apps. They declare perfect health, but scan their body for symptoms every morning. By doing this, they send a signal of mistrust to the field. They're consciously affirming one thing, but subconsciously broadcasting the complete opposite. Why does this matter so much? Because the quantum field doesn't understand human languages like English or Spanish. It speaks the language of energy, and energy never lies. You can say all the right words, but if your nervous system is bracing for loss, if your mind is stuck in cycles of doubt, if your body is flooded with stress hormones like cortisol, the field listens to that deeper frequency. This is why so many people feel exhausted. They're doing all the right things, but they're doing them from a place of hypervigilance, scarcity, and lack. And so they get stuck in a loop. They manifest more waiting, more lack, more effort, more searching, because energetically they are not in the timeline of already having, they are in the timeline of trying to get. And here's where it becomes even more subtle. Your subconscious mind runs about 95% of your life. It's the automatic pilot that shapes your habits, beliefs, emotional reactions, and your sense of identity. You may consciously desire a breakthrough, but if your subconscious is anchored in old stories like, "I'm not good enough," "nothing ever works out for me," or "I always have to fight for everything," those stories will cause the quantum wave to collapse into the same old outcomes. This is why positive affirmations without a deeper felt embodiment feel empty. This is why visualizations without calming and regulating your nervous system often fall flat. This is why taking action without an aligned inner identity leads to burnout. So, what can you do? First, you must understand that quantum manifestation isn't just something you add to your life. It's a recalibration of your entire system. It's a remembering, a returning to your true state. It's about becoming the version of yourself that lives inside the timeline you desire before you see external proof of that timeline. For example, if you want to manifest abundance, you practice feeling abundant now. Not later, not when the money arrives, but now. You treat yourself with generosity, presence, and care. You let go of micromanaging the outcome and instead focus on embodying the signal of trust. If you want love, you practice loving yourself now. You open your heart. You soften your defenses. You become the kind of partner you wish to attract. You stop seeking validation from others and start living as though you are already enough because you truly are. If you want health, you stop constantly scanning your body for what's wrong and you begin nurturing what's right. You shift from a survival mode into a mode of resilience. You practice gratitude for the body you have while gently guiding it toward greater vitality. And here's the paradox. When you stop needing it so badly, it arrives faster. This isn't because the universe is testing you or playing games, it's because you are no longer creating resistance. So let me ask you this. Where in your life are you still gripping the steering wheel so tightly that your knuckles are white? Where are you still measuring, tracking, forcing, and chasing? What would happen if you loosened your grip by just 10%? Pause with that thought for a moment. This isn't about being passive, it's about shifting from control to co-creation. And that shift, subtle, powerful, and revolutionary, is where quantum manifestation truly begins to work. In the next section, we're going to talk about the simple but rarely practiced techniques that can help you realign your entire system, regulate your emotional state, and become the clearest possible signal to the quantum field. We'll explore how to release resistance without ignoring your true emotions, how to build trust with your subconscious mind, and how to step into the timeline you desire as though it's already your present reality. So here's my question for you to reflect on before we move forward. In what area of your life are you gripping so tightly that you've become the very obstacle you're trying to remove? Here we are, standing at the very edge of the most powerful truth in quantum manifestation, a truth almost no one discusses, yet it's hidden in plain sight. It's this: you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. This isn't just a pleasant idea, it's a fundamental principle that shapes how the quantum field interacts with you. The field doesn't respond to your words, your vision boards, or your perfectly curated online affirmations. It responds to the signal of your being, the unique vibrational signature you carry into every room, every thought, every interaction. And that signal is built moment by moment, not in what you're doing, but in how you're being. Let me explain this with a simple comparison. Imagine you're a radio. If you want to listen to jazz music, you don't just sit there demanding jazz from the universe while your radio is still tuned to a heavy metal station. You have to change the dial. You have to tune your frequency to match what you want to receive. Quantum manifestation works exactly the same way. You can't attract the timeline you desire while vibrating at the frequency of the timeline you're trying to leave behind. So how do you change the dial? You start by becoming aware of your current frequency, not just what you think, but how you feel. How does your body move throughout the day? How do you breathe when you're feeling stressed? What stories play repeatedly in the background of your mind? Most of us aren't deliberately manifesting. We're manifesting on autopilot, simply replaying the same emotional states, the same reactions, and the same energetic broadcasts. And the quantum field faithfully mirrors those back to us. The shift begins when you interrupt these old patterns, not with brute force or frantic effort, but with simple, embodied practices. It can be as subtle as taking a conscious, deep breath in a moment of anxiety. It can be as gentle as placing a hand on your heart when you're spiraling into self-doubt. It can be as bold as asking yourself, what would the version of me who already has this do right now? And then taking one small action from that place. Because here's what no one tells you. The quantum field doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to be coherent. Coherence happens when your thoughts, emotions, and actions all move in the same direction. It's when you stop saying one thing, feeling another, and doing something completely different.
It's when your entire system hums with a single unified signal. And when you reach that state, even for a short time, you create a powerful gravitational pull in the field. Reality literally begins to bend towards you. But let's get practical. If you want to embody abundance, practice generosity, not just with money, but with your attention, your time, and your energy. Train your nervous system to feel the sensations of, I have enough, even if the numbers in your bank account haven't caught up yet. If you want to embody love, practice vulnerability. Open your heart in small, courageous ways. Be the safe space you're longing to find in someone else. If you want to embody health, practice presence. Listen to your body. Nourish it, move it, and rest it from a place of respect, not punishment. This is the simple path, and yet few people walk it because it asks you to go first, to become the frequency before the evidence arrives, to lead with being rather than needing. And this brings us to one of the most misunderstood aspects of the entire manifestation conversation: emotional regulation. People mistakenly assume that manifestation is about feeling good all the time. It's not. It's about feeling real all the time and learning to bring your system back into alignment when you feel off balance. This means welcoming all your emotions, not trying to bypass or ignore them. It means holding space for fear without letting it take control. It means practicing emotional fluency so you can navigate life's waves without drowning in them. Here's the absolute truth. You will sometimes feel off. You will have doubts. You will have days when the old timeline tries to pull you back. That's perfectly okay. The real power isn't in never falling. It's in how quickly and gracefully you return to alignment. So here's my invitation to you right now. Take a breath. Notice where you are. Ask yourself, what timeline am I tuned into in this moment? Is it one of fear or one of trust? Is it one of lack or one of abundance? Is it one of waiting or one of arrival? No judgment, just pure observation. Because the moment you notice, you create a choice point, and choice is the gateway to coherence. In the next section, we're going to bring all of this together. We'll explore how to turn these insights into a living daily practice, how to navigate setbacks with grace, and how to sustain the frequency that brings your dream timeline into reality. But before we continue, I want to thank you for coming this far on this journey. If you're feeling inspired, if you're feeling understood, if you're sensing that something inside you is already shifting, hit that subscribe button. Join this space, this community, this conversation. And in the comments, drop a word that captures your intention right now. Maybe it's allow, maybe it's expand, maybe it's flow. Whatever it is, that word becomes your signal to the quantum field.
Here we are at the final piece of this puzzle, and I want you to truly grasp this. Manifestation is not a performance. It's a practice. It's not something you master once and then stop. It's something you live moment by moment, choice by choice. So many people get stuck in the mindset that manifestation is about doing more, hacking the system, or perfecting a secret formula. But in truth, the most powerful manifestors aren't the ones who know the most techniques. They're the ones who have learned how to hold a coherent state, how to regulate themselves back into alignment when life inevitably throws challenges their way. Because here's the reality. You will face moments that test you. There will be days when fear creeps back in, when old patterns whisper in your ear, when the timeline you're trying to leave feels like it's pulling you back. And in those moments, you'll be tempted to revert to control mode again, to push, to force, to micromanage. But the real mastery lies in this. Can you stay in the frequency of trust, even when the evidence hasn't arrived yet? Can you hold the vibration of, it's already done, while the world outside still looks the same? Can you become so deeply anchored in the new timeline that the old one no longer tempts you? This is where embodiment becomes absolutely essential. So let's make this practical. Every morning, before you check your phone, take a few deep breaths and ask yourself, what frequency am I tuning into today? Is it scarcity or abundance? Fear or trust? Control
or flow. Throughout the day, use your body as your compass. Your body will tell you when you've slipped out of alignment. You'll feel the tension, the tightness, the contraction. And in that moment, you don't need to criticize yourself or spiral into negativity. You just need to notice, breathe, and recalibrate. Ask, what would the version of me living in my desired timeline choose right now? Then, take one small action from that empowered place. And at night, before you drift off to sleep, review your day, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Where did you feel off? Where did you align? Where did you glimpse your own incredible power? Gratitude amplifies coherence. Acknowledge even the smallest wins. Now here's something most people overlook. Community matters. We are social, energetic beings. We naturally adjust our energy based on the people around us. When you surround yourself with others who are practicing coherence, who are exploring the quantum field, who are committed to embodying their desired state, your system naturally synchronizes with that vibration. This is why it's so important to carefully choose your environment, not just physically, but energetically. Find the voices, the spaces, and the communities that remind you of who you are becoming. Fill your field with reminders of your chosen timeline. Let your external world become a powerful ally to your internal practice. And remember this, there's no finish line. The point isn't to arrive at a destination and then stop. The point is to live inside a continuous unfolding, where you become the living edge of your own evolution, where you don't just manifest things, but you become someone who lives as a creator, a co-creator, a conscious participant in shaping reality. Because here's the most beautiful part. The quantum field is not separate from you. It's not something you manipulate from a distance. It's something you are, deeply entangled with. You are the field. You are the wave. You are the observer and the observed. So when you tune your frequency, you're not just asking life to meet you, you're becoming the very version of life you've been seeking. I want to leave you with this invitation. In the comments below, drop one word that captures the energy you're choosing to carry forward after watching this video. Maybe it's alignment, maybe it's ease, maybe it's power, or maybe it's something uniquely yours. Let that word be a small but profound declaration, a quantum seed you plant not just in this space, but within yourself. And if this video has stirred something inside you, if you felt a shift, a remembering, a spark, I warmly invite you to subscribe. This isn't just a channel, it's a living space, a gathering point for those ready to step into their own creative power. When you hit subscribe, you're not just joining a list, you're joining a movement of minds and hearts, reshaping what's possible. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you for your presence, your attention, your energy. You are not just a viewer. You are a participant in this incredible unfolding. Keep tuning, keep aligning, and keep playing in the field.